Hey, Steve, we always start the Steel Target Paint podcast with, me welcoming everybody, but I've come up with a theme song. You want to hear it?
No, not really, but I think you're gonna.
I'm going to sing
play
it
anyway.
anyways. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, you're singing? Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Here we come, talking to our friends, all about Steel Challenge. The fun never ends. It's a Steel Target Paint podcast, coming right to your ears. We hope you keep on listening year after year after year. What do you think?
I think this is gonna be our lowest listened to episode ever.
So everybody's tuned out already, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's
wanna-
go back. Let's go back to the regular one. Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of the Steel Target Paint podcast. I'm Jeff Jones,
And I'm Steve Foster. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great. Steve, how are you?
Fantastic.
We
We got a special guest tonight.
Yes, we do. For those that may be catching this on the video, we're trying a video here. We'll see if it works. If you find it on YouTube, then you know it worked. But tonight we are talking to Reagan Hearn, one of my favorite people on the earth.
Thank you.
Well, you give me Skittles. So
I do.
You
I
have
forgot
that
to
going
bring
for
them
you.
to the state match.
I have a very low bar of best friends. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much.
Oh.
Most people tell me I'm number one by raising a specific finger on their hand, and I always appreciate that. But you've never done that to me. It's always been
No.
And that wonderful venison jerky your dad brought to the match this past week.
I eat that stuff religiously. It's so good.
Was it the hot stuff or not?
No, it was jalapeno, but it wasn't like super hot. It was flavorful.
It was like the right balance of
like
sweet and spicy.
Yes, you weren't having to go diving for a cooler and stick your face in the ice water to.
Yeah, you didn't have to go to the Publix or something and get a gallon of milk.
I think it was like the first West Florida match. Maybe it was the second one. I was like, "Hey man, you want to try this venison jerky?" I said, "Man, is it hot?" And he's like, "Nah, it's not." So I took a bite and I was like, "Oh, that's not too bad." Boy, she came up on you. So I'm over there licking the pole and stuff like that, trying to get the habanero or ghost pepper or whatever heck it was.
Do you have a hose? I need a hose. Do you have a hose?
It was bad. It was bad.
You kind of look at that retention pond and going, "Oh, maybe, I don't know. It could work."
It was pretty close. It was really close.
Well, everybody, we've got Reagan on here because both Reagan and I shot the Florida State Steel Challenge Championships this past weekend. And we wanted to bring her on and talk about some of her accomplishments and just have her on because, she does a lot of shooting here in Florida. She gets around. You going to Worlds, Reagan?
I believe we are.
All right. So, and for those that are listening to this late, we are recording this on the evening of the World Speed Shooting Championships 2021 registration, which is going to happen in approximately 2 hours and 45 minutes. So this will not go that long because we're all going to be in front of our computers waiting to click the "I want to register." Except for Steve, because Steve's like on all super squads. So, he just gets
cool.
registered. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be like Steve.
Now I'm going to get hate mail and all sorts of things. Thanks. Hey, appreciate that.
Well, there's a lot of people that say, they got to come up with a better way of doing registration. And I don't think a lot of people realize that, super squads are created and it's the top 10 in each of centerfire, rimfire rifle, and rimfire pistol.
Yep.
So, if you want to guarantee yourself a slot, come in the top 10.
Sounds legit.
Well, hey, Reagan. Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Before we get into the match, I just want to know, Reagan, did you what's that place that we always go? Is it the Twist?
Or Twisty Treat? Bro.
Yeah, Twisty Treat. Was the one down there or not?
We didn't go because you didn't show up to the state match.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we didn't go.
What?
No. I have one like 15 minutes from my house, so.
Dang. Hey Jeff, remind me to tell you a story when the lady at the what's it called? The Twisty Treat?
Yeah, Twisty Treat.
Yeah, there was a lady at Twisty Treat that about came over the counter at me. I almost got asked to leave, but that's a long story.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe
You
we'll
remember
share
that?
that when we have an hour.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were there. You don't remember that?
I was probably
right.
talking to Vanessa or the bakers.
You probably. So what happened was, Jeff, and hopefully she's not listening, but this lady, I can't remember what the heck it was, but she said something along the lines of, "Would you like a cup or a cone?" I said, "I would like a cup." And then there's something along one scoop, and I said, "Yeah, I just want a cup with one scoop." And it kind of came off as kind of being like a smart guy, and then she just turned like, I don't know. She had a long day, so so some guy had to come up and help me, and I turned around and I apologized to Reagan and my daughter for being mean. I actually wasn't being mean, but she took it that way.
I
So-
would like to see someone get mad at Steve Foster because I don't know if I've
Yeah, I
ever
don't
seen
think
that.
I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Well, we don't live with your wife, so
Oh, true that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, let's play Dr. Phil. So Florida State Steel Challenge Championship. I heard it was a great match.
it was.
It was.
Yep. Beautiful Volusia County Gun and Hunt Club in New Smyrna Beach. It was right after Area 6 2 years ago. They started building all new berms, and they have dedicated Steel Challenge 24/7, 365. And so the stages are always up. They did have a couple of issues early on with some berms kind of eroding, and prior to this week or last weekend, showdown, if you miss the right side of one of the plates, you might go right into the berm. It had sludged over that far. Okay, maybe I'm being a little facetious, but since then they've gotten a telescoping bucket truck, and they've dug them back, and they're now starting to sod all of the berms, and it's just wonderful. But again, match director Greg Kears knocked another one out of the park. Every box
Yes,
you get
he
in
did.
there, every plate, perfect height. And it was just a great match. We had a great time. It was 150, 160 people, which is fantastic. And I vowed with another good friend, Jimmy Soldo, that we're going to help promote the crap out of this next year and try to get it up over 200. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. But the weather was fantastic, wasn't it, Reagan?
Yes, it was. It was like cold in the morning,
Yeah.
but then it warmed up.
Yeah. It was the couple mornings it was a little chilly, but it's that time of year in Florida where, it's for us 50 is chilly. And then,
Yeah.
we're all in parkas, and all the people that might have come, like John Maple came down from Ohio, and, John's in like, this is hot. So,
It was crazy.
well, Reagan, you were fortunate enough, because of your shooting prowess, to take home 2 state championships, weren't you?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
And they were in what?
I have them on my desk.
There you go.
I have first place masterclass in rimfire rifle open, which I am no longer masterclass. I'm now GM as of Wednesday. And rimfire pistol open ladies division. First
Okay.
place.
So there's a class award and a category award.
Rimfire rifle open first place ladies division.
Another category. But here come the big ones.
Here come the big ones, yeah. Rimfire rifle iron first overall. So
RFRI state champ.
woo! And then rimfire rifle pistol. No, wow. Rimfire pistol open first overall.
All right,
that's
way to
awesome.
go, kid.
Thank you.
And you came very close to breaking the 70 mark in rimfire rifle open, didn't you?
Yes.
What was it? 70.09?
09.
09. And I'm guessing I'm guessing that was the best match you've ever shot.
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. To be able to under the pressure of a state match, not feel the pressure and perform, that is fantastic. And I ran you a lot, and I'm very impressed with the fact with a 70.09, Steve, because there was a lot of I don't know if they were failure to fires or failure to ejects, but you fought through them and were still able to post an amazing score.
Thank you.
Did you get a new rimfire rifle open gun here?
I did.
Beginning
I
of
did.
November. What kind of setup you running now?
I have it's just a Rigger 1022, but it's like decked out with all my Tandem Cross stuff.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yep.
Internals
I like
and
it.
externals.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Well, that's fantastic. Well, Steve, not to toot my own horn, but I actually pulled away a championship as well in one PCC optic. And
for
that
you,
was,
Jeff.
yeah, it was
Woo!
another one of those stayed focused. I mean, I shot 5 guns and it was a really weird weekend for me. I was an RO, so I was shooting 4 guns on Friday. And, you know, those that know me know that when I go to majors, I just like to shoot 1 gun per session. But I wanted to get a lot of guns in. So I shot rifles in the morning and I shot rimfire pistol and carry optics in the afternoon. And I had a lot of issues with the rimfire pistol. And, you know, I'm pretty big. Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm pretty big on, you know, you keep your equipment clean. And I had cleaned it and, you know, and when I say cleaned it, I had, you know, opened it up, you know, took off the receiver, took out the bolt, wiped down the bolt, cleaned out everything. And in the practice the prior week, it had been running fine, but I had a lot of problems at the match. And as it turned out, when I got home and started doing all the analysis where I took it down to the bare guts, took all the internals out of the, I shoot a Volquartz and Scorpion. I took all the internals out, took the bolt apart, measured the firing pin, making sure that hadn't gotten any peened over. It had not. And I think it came down to a firing pin spring. Because
Interesting.
I was at practice today and the gun ran flawlessly.
Wow.
So it's a good lesson to learn for everybody. You know, if you're going to be shooting some majors, maybe it's more than just cleaning. It's cleaning and inspection and just going over everything because, you know, I don't know if I'd have beat Reagan. I mean, a lot of times we're fighting for 1 and 2s and I love that, but it was her weekend this weekend and we definitely congratulate you for that.
Did you shoot PCC at all, Reagan, or not?
I did not know. I saw Jeff signed up and I was like, ah.
Oh, he got in your head a little bit. It's like, did you feel bad beating up on the elderly, so you let him have one? Is that what's going on?
No, I just saw Jeff sign up and I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna take PCC. I don't shoot PCC enough and still challenge anyway.
Yeah,
it was great.
cool.
You know, there was a lot of people there. You know, I mentioned John Maple came down and Randall Miller from North Carolina came down. A lot of locals. Awesome. You know, shout out to Peter Parfenik, who did win Rimfire Rifle Open and broke 70 with a 69.27. So had I even shot, I mean, let's face it, I'm a 72 shooter in rimfire rifle. So Reagan was going to beat me anyways, even if I was on my best game. Peter was going to beat me. And Peter's also a senior, so he got the old guy award too. In that division. So, you know, you got to give props where they're deserved because, you know, again, that's what we're about. You know, we all like to win, but you got to congratulate the people who do well. And Peter puts a lot of work into the rifles. And so, you know, he deserves that. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Gorka did not shoot the match. So people actually shooting some of the centerfire guns had a chance.
I'm sure. Gorka's an amazing shooter.
So get this. On Saturday morning, I asked Greg, I said, hey, squads are a little light. Do you mind if I brought my revolver? Can I shoot my revolver? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. So I was really focused on the revolver. You know, I've got that 1.4 seconds to get to GM and I didn't get any personal bests. And I ended up shooting my revolver better than I shot my carry optics gun. So, you know, the takeaway from that is you've got to maintain focus on whatever gun you're shooting, because I think sure, you know, with the carry optics, I was thinking I could go a little faster and then misses cost a lot, you know.
Yep.
So Reagan, what's up next for you with regards to matches? You know, I mean, we've talked about Worlds, but that's in April. There's still a lot of matches coming up before then.
I'm probably just gonna like do practice for like
Mm-hmm.
local matches and stuff.
Wrong answer.
Oh.
In
Oh yeah,
April.
Ultimate Steel.
There you go. There's one of them. You got the
Yeah.
Ultimate Steel Challenge Championships. We'll give Greg's match a little plug. That's 12
Yay.
stages of Steel Challenge.
When is it? In February?
January.
January?
Yep. And then to plug some of the other upcoming matches, at least the ones that I know about that I'm going to try to make. I'm sure there are others, and for those that I don't mention, I apologize. But our buddy Jamie is going to be running the Georgia match at the end of March.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
of all that
And
stuff.
that's a great match. Now, the one you missed, Reagan, and you got to make it.
He cut
West
you off
Florida.
anyway.
The
It's
whack
his fault.
match.
That's the
It's
whack
his
match, the
fault.
West Florida Steel Challenge Championships. That's going to be 2 weeks before
Worlds, right?
the Worlds. Yes.
Okay.
So while we shoot the Speed 6, it's going to be a good warm up for the Worlds.
When does registration open for that, Jeff?
I believe it's going to open up in late January.
Okay.
It's on the web. If you go to Practice Score, I set it up. You know, a lot of matches will do their signups multiple months in advance, and we take a little different approach where we do more promotion, build up a fervor, and then get everybody in. But we're hoping that we did pretty good last year with about 203 guns, and our max is right around 240. And we're hoping, it is limited, quite frankly, because we've only got it's only a 3-session match, and we're only running 10 shooters per session. And that's on purpose to keep it moving along. So we're not, shooting 4.5, 5-hour sessions, and we can't run, the range just isn't, we have the room, but we have specific rules that the WAC has to follow, being right in the middle of town. So where we can't run outer limits or speed option. So we run the Speed 6, and it's been a great match. And this is going to be the 5th annual. This will be the 5th one. So I'm trying to come up with something a little special for it.
Sweet.
Especially for those that, that attend this year, that have attended every year. There might be a little extra something in their goodie bag.
Sweet.
That would be
the other match.
That would be you, Steve. You haven't missed one yet. And
This
Reagan,
guy?
I don't think you've missed one yet, have you?
I don't think I have, no.
Exactly.
No. So there's also a match. I apologize, I don't have it up. It's I think it may be a charity match. It's over at Brox Gap over in Alabama. So that's a major match out on the schedule. But yeah, you definitely have to sign up for Jamie's match, the South Georgia match. So there's going to be quite a few matches stacked right on top of each other, running right in the World Speed Shoes. That's pretty cool.
So here, I just pulled up. Yes, that's the Brox Gap Spring Challenge. That is going to be March, the weekend of March 18th.
Okay.
Jamie's match is the following week, the weekend of March 25th. That same weekend, it looks like the 2nd annual West Tennessee Tier 2 Steel match is going to happen. Then in first weekend in April is Area 4.
Oh, wow.
West Florida is 3rd weekend in April. World Speed is last weekend in April, beginning of May. And then getting into May, May 13th, that weekend, you've got Area 8. This sounds like a new one. I've never heard this. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but the West Liberty Practical Shooters Spring Classic. I don't remember
Where's that
seeing
located,
it
Jeff?
before. That is in West Liberty. What's IA? Is that Iowa or Indiana?
Yeah, Iowa.
Iowa. So that one. And then that same weekend in California is the 2nd annual Steve McCormack Memorial Match.
Mhm.
End of May, you've got Area 3. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11, 12. There are 13 level 2 or higher, level 2 matches. Oh no, or higher, because area matches are level 3s in the back half of the year. So and I'm guessing that not even all of them have been posted yet. So we're going to start seeing those popping up again.
Cool. So Reagan, tell us a little bit about your practice regimen. How do you prepare for these types of matches?
Normally, since like where we live, we live on about an acre.
Mhm.
So I do most dry fire training at home. We were trying to
Okay.
get an airsoft range set up in the backyard
Sweet.
for practice, but
You know,
as of
if
right
if you had
now,
said you have a home range, I was gonna like accidentally disconnect you from the podcast. So
It's
if
not
you're
you,
not, I
Reagan.
wish
It's
I
him.
did though.
Heck yeah.
That'd be awesome. No, I just do dry fire training at home.
Do you have an airsoft setup yet or not?
No, we're trying to get it and trying to buy that and like get all the stuff that we need for it.
There's a company that I met over at Metal Madness called Lancer Tactical. I've got one of their AR-15s right now, and I'm waiting on. They've got like a 2011 style gun, and then they've got one that's a mock-up. It looks like a Ruger light model. So I'm waiting
Mhm.
for those to come in. But yeah, I can't wait to give a review on those. But yeah, I will not have an airsoft range set up. I'll just shoot at regular targets on my regular range, Jeff. But,
All right, Steve.
you-
No need to flex on all of us.
no, it's not directed towards you at all. It's
oh no,
directed
no,
100%
it's
towards Jeff.
absolutely directed towards me.
Absolutely.
Okay, just be clear.
So how often do you dry fire, would you say?
I try to after I get all my homework done. Like when I get home, I have a snack because I'm hungry after school. Then I do my homework, and then if I don't have like much, and then I'll dry fire train.
Sweet. Sweet.
So honestly, it
Awesome.
depends on like because right now for like since my semester's ending, I have like a lot of homework that I have to pack in, like because all my teachers like need grades and stuff to like fill in their grade book. But I try to like dry fire train every day.
Well, we glanced over that 100%. So how old are you and what grade are you in?
I'm 15 and I'm a high school freshman.
Oh, high
15.
school life. That's where things
Yeah,
get
15.
real.
it's yeah.
You know, you can multiply her age by 4, and she's barely older than me. This is oh man. You know, and of course, if I get older and I get into super senior, then I got to compete against Carl, which
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Take your time.
yeah. The only good news is that he's also aging, so maybe by then they'll have a super duper senior.
Nice. So Reagan, tell me a little bit about, I've seen you shoot bows, archery. So do you
Mhm.
do that on a regular basis as well, or how do you balance that with school and shooting?
I do it on Tuesdays with my 4-H club locally,
cool.
but my dad and I will try and shoot like if we have time on like a weekend.
All right, it's just the three of us. Who's better, you or him?
Me. He won't admit it though. We shoot for quarters all the time, like outside.
Really?
We have like a little hurricane, like 3D, like bag target. And
Mhm.
we would like pick a little hurricane, like a little symbol, and there's like 3 on the left, right, in the center, and we would pick one, and we would see who
Yep.
can get it to the closest, and whoever gets it to the closest wins like $1 or like a quarter or something.
All right, do you have your stash of quarters handy? Because it's
It's
probably like
actually,
2
if you
hands.
see there's like a little like that pink thing over there in my
Yeah.
mirror, that's like my
Yeah.
money tree, and it has like a little
Yeah.
box, and I just put it in the top, and it goes down the tree, and then it sits in a little like glass
Nice.
box.
Sweet.
So I have, you know, I've never asked you this question,
Oh
and
no.
you know, I know it's a burning question our listeners have to have answered.
Mm.
What is the origin of pineapple shooter?
You've really never asked this? I feel like you have.
I've never asked.
Oh, okay. Honestly, my dad and I were eating cheeseburgers for dinner from like this hole in the wall restaurant. It's like a few miles down the road. And he was like, "Hey, what do you want your Instagram name to be?" My mom grows pineapples. And there was one that she like had recently grown on the island in our kitchen. And I was like, "You know what, Dad? Pineapple shooter. Why not?"
That's awesome.
It's that simple.
Jeff,
So
have you had her mom's pineapple? It's amazing.
I have
Bro,
not had that. I've been
I gotta
fortunate
get
enough,
you some.
know.
Like on our window.
No, wait, I take that back. No, I take that back.
Yeah, at the whack.
I did have
Last
some
year.
of it. Yes.
Isn't
And
it
it was
good?
at the whack. Yes.
Okay. Because in
I
like
mean-
in our living room, and not in the living room, but like in the kitchen and the dining room on the windowsill, it goes from like the kitchen window above the sink, and then it goes down the line of just pineapples in little mason jars.
Okay, so Steel Target Podcast listening family, for those going to Worlds, bring everything you can find pineapple related. And we're going to load up Reagan's car on the way home. No real pineapples. It can't be a real pineapple because we don't want anything to go moldy or anything like that.
I have a pineapple charging bank on my desk. You like put your phone charger in it and it charges your phone.
So my
That's
granddaughter
gangster.
is into those fidget toys with the poppets and all that, and she has a pineapple one that I'm gonna find. And when I find it,
Just
it's
throw
for-
it somewhere.
Oh, it's for you. It's for you. There's no doubt about it. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
So years ago, there was another shooter. Actually, it was the father of one of the shooters, and it was all about unicorns. And
Really?
yes.
I've never heard of that.
You remember that, Steve?
Oh, stop it. There's
I did
actually
not.
there's
What?
actually
I'm so confused.
Oh, you haven't heard the story?
No.
Oh, that's good.
It was
That's
it
a
was
good
Eric
story.
Bragg. And
Oh, okay. Let's put
oh
it
yeah.
out
Oh
there.
no, we'll call him out. Heck yeah. He's not listening. And if he is, hi Eric, how you doing? Yep, I called you out on it, buddy. So yeah, it was from stuffed animals to Facebook
Oh,
posts, anything that had anything to do with a unicorn. And
It sounds like Brian with llamaas.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
another one.
Eagle.
Absolutely. Yes. Steve, you want to share the story?
Which one?
Oh
Pick
no.
one. Pick one.
I don't. I guess we'd have to get Jim or Matt or Jeremy or Kevin on. I've been like somehow I got suckered into this Dads of Shooters Facebook like chat room, and
No.
yeah, somebody may or may not have been drinking up at the East Coast match a few years ago and said, "I believe in unicorns," and it's been all downhill since then.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Talk
don't
to
know.
my dad about that. My dad believes in unicorns.
You should not. have
Somehow
said
that
you
doesn't
should
surprise
not
me.
have said
Nope,
that,
doesn't
because now it's
surprise
going to
me.
be podcast family, pineapples and unicorns, and anyone who can find a pineapple eating a unicorn, that's a special gift.
Oh.
Pineapple eating a unicorn?
Wasn't it supposed to be the other way around?
Yeah, what kind of program is this?
Well, you know me, I'm the weird one, so
Reagan, we're moving to mandatory drug testing before Jeff gets on the podcast.
I also have a pineapple, like I keep my chargers and like my headphones and stuff in it for school.
Oh, I've got the same one. No, I
hey
don't.
Reagan, I'm just going to have a little hick
That's cool.
juice. Just give me a second, okay?
Oh, what's the heck?
Oh, that's some good hick juice.
Okay, I was like 5 or 6 and I was at my dad's friend's house and I was learning how to read. My mom was teaching me how to read like before I went into kindergarten, and I didn't know what a hyphen was at the time, and they had high C in the fridge and I was drinking a cup and I had like finished the cup and I was like, yo, you got any more of that hick juice? So now it's like a joke, and it's an inside joke for my family and I.
The
Oh,
hick
that's
juice. I
awesome.
like that.
That is awesome. Well, Reagan, you've been doing a lot of shooting. In fact, as I remember at the very first West Florida match, I believe you actually won one of our Taxol rifles.
I did.
Yes, I remember that.
Mm.
And, we've talked a little about your training, but, as a junior shooter, and you're 15 now, you've been shooting for at least 4 years, maybe 5.
Yes, 4.
What do you like when you go to a match? How do you handle? And I think this is a good question for everyone to hear the answer to. How do you handle pressure? What is it that you do? Or do you feel pressure? Do you just go up there and go, "Hey, I'm Reagan, big deal."
I often get told I'm very humble about stuff because for me personally, like I feel pressure, but I don't like think about it all the time. Like I walk in and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot like awesome. This is gonna be like one of the best. Like you have to, for me personally, I like have to think I'm gonna do awesome.
Mhm.
And then like if something like goes wrong, if I have like a malfunction or something, I like think back to that and I'm like, dude, leave it in the dust. Never even happened. Like it's back over there chilling out by itself. You're going this way and you're doing better things. Like
Great
it's just in
advice.
my head.
That's great advice. So, Steve, I want to bring up one other thing that Reagan's into. And in fact, one of these weekends, we're going to try to get her over to the WAC on the first Sunday. We run a zombie match, which is kind of a cross between
Ooh.
USPSA, and you can shoot a lot of different guns. And
Okay.
Reagan, I've seen you decked out in plate carriers and
Yes,
all that,
I
and
do
you would
love
get to
some.
come and wear all that as
Ooh,
part of shooting the zombie match. So we're hoping to have you over for that as well.
that sounds like fun. Talk
It
to my
is.
dad. He needs to shoot more often. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
he's at every match. I mean, your
He
mom
never
didn't make
shoots.
your mom didn't make the match this past weekend, and I
She
know
had
she
work,
missed me. I
but
know she
that's
missed me.
different. Dad just shows up and never shoots. He did shoot one USPSA match with our friends while we were up in Texas shooting a 2-gun match. And he put his name in practice score as Jim Pants. And I don't know why it was so funny to him, but it just was.
Did you see that we actually had Santa Claus shooting the Florida State?
We did. That was
Yes.
so cool.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick Wynn
Sure.
has not shaved for I don't know how long, and he's got it going on. And
He looks like the conservative Santa Claus.
yeah,
I
Well, I
actually
was
saw him
talking
in
to
Florida a
Evie.
couple weeks ago, and he actually trimmed it up a little bit since then.
I was
Yep.
talking to Evie, and she's like, "It's coming off first of the year."
Kept it fresh and clean.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well, cool.
So tell us a little bit about your sponsors. Who do you shoot for right now?
I shoot for Tandem Cross. I'm on their team. I just got my renewal, and I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I love
Awesome.
shooting for them. They're so much fun. They're
Great people.
like my teammates when we went to the World Rimfire in Tennessee, we stayed in a hotel, like 2 hotels away from each other, and we literally walked to each other's hotel. We're like, dude, because like one of our pools was closed and the other one was an indoor pool and it wasn't like cold. So we
Yeah.
jumped in there and we started like having a towel fight. But that was fun.
That's cool.
I
See,
shoot.
no, Steve, just think about this for a second.
No, I don't
Reagan,
want to.
Reagan says she's having a towel fight with her friends, and we're all like, "Oh, that's so cute! A bunch of teens having a good time." You or I say that, and they're like, "Please, we need to get."
Hello?
All right, Reagan. Who else you got there?
I have Athlon Optics, which are some great optics people. Their team is just like amazing. They're very friendly, very easy to get along with. I shoot for Snake Eater Tactical. Those are the people who make my my plate carriers and my belt. They're handmade,
Awesome.
so they are not in a factory somewhere in the depths of China. They are made here in the US. I honor Hunter's HD Gold. I'm not wearing them, but I did wear them in my match today, and they work wonders. You two would know. You two would
Oh,
know.
absolutely.
Absolutely. I was
Absolutely.
wearing my
They
rubies
work
today while I
wonders.
shoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Wilder
one of the
Tech-
fortunate ones when it comes to hunters, where I actually have 3 different flavors of Hunter's HD Gold. I'm fortunate enough to have a set of HD Gold and another set of HD Ruby. But you've shot at the WAC, and we have a lot of night matches there, and the bays have fluorescent lights. But while the Hunter's HD Gold are great in sunlight, they don't really react well to fluorescent lights, meaning they stay dark. So I had Brian make me a pair of Hunter HD Clear. And so I still have all the benefits of their technology that they're using in their lenses. It's just not with any gold or ruby coloring on it. And it's, for me, it makes a big difference at night. But again, they're really only used there at night. You saw me this weekend.
Cool.
I was in my rubies all weekend because we had a nice bright weekend, Steve, and they were They were amazing. They do a great job. You know, you take them off at the end of the day and 0 eye fatigue, which is huge.
Yeah.
Okay, Reagan, who else we got?
Tandem Cross, Neo Tactical Gear, Snake Eater, Hunters, Seal One, Riker, Athlon, Wilder Tactical, and Trooper Clothing.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Who does all your Cerakote and laser engraving? I've seen somebody else do
Charger
that.
Arms.
Oh, that's cool.
Charger Arms. They're amazing. They Cerakoted my new build, the new optic rifle. I was gonna mention them, but then you were like, oh wait, who does your Cerakote?
Well, I know they're not as good as Creekside Custom, but I'm sure they're okay.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Steve.
Wait. I'm just going to sit back here and listen. Go.
No, you're good, Jeff. So it's raining out right now, Jeff.
You're breaking up, Reagan.
What's your favorite color? Is it green?
My favorite color is actually lavender, like a nice purple, like a really light purple.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
I just did this for the owner of one of the local gun shops. It's called Magic Violet. Can you see that from here? Look at that.
Ooh,
It's
look
got a
at
little
that.
speckle and spice in there.
That's
I know a
fancy.
number of purple shooters who would love that.
Yep.
Kaylee would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I specialize in purple, Jeff, just so you know. I'm not sure if that other company that we won't name specializes in purple, but that's okay.
They specialize in everything.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, but
it's
can
Jeff's
they
fault.
laser engrave too? And,
Jeff's
and
fault.
are they at FFL?
It's Jeff's fault. Don't listen to
Oh.
that, Reagan. You don't have to
Okay.
respond to that.
Okay.
This is what it's all about. You know, I tell people I got a podcast and like, what do you do? I said, I get on with one of my best friends and we talk to other people and shoot in the shooting environment and we just laugh and have fun.
Pretty much.
And that's what it's all about. You know, I mean, yeah, we all want to do well. We all want to be able to perform and, but you know, at the end of the day, and people have heard me say this ad nausea. It's a game. It's a hobby. It's fun. That doesn't mean we don't take it seriously, but it's not life. And you know, Reagan, I hope you continue to shoot for the years to come. But
I will.
I got a feeling that in a couple of years after high school, and you know, you're probably going to go to college, and that's going to take a lot of your time. And you know, we're going to have to come kidnap you. We'll have your parents kidnap you from college and bring you to a match.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Now,
I'll
have
drive.
you now you shoot rimfire rifle, rimfire pistol, of course. And you do shoot a little PCC now, right?
I do. I shoot it in action steel more than I shoot it. In
Okay.
anything. Action
Have you
steel's fun.
considered picking up any of the centerfire pistols?
I do have one. I have a Canik TP9 SFX Cerakoted by Charger Arms with an Athlon TRS1 and some Taylor Freelance. So
Now she's just rubbing it in,
Yeah,
Jeff. I mean, you know,
Go
it's
Reagan,
cool.
go Reagan.
It's all right. I'll be here when you need me.
yeah, but I do shoot that. And not often, but I think I should shoot it more.
That's
You know,
cool.
I switched over a couple of years ago and added a lot of the centerfire guns, and they're definitely more challenging than the rimfire or the rifle
Definitely.
platforms. But it's when you start understanding the challenges and start working it through. And you know, I talk about this all the time with my students. The goal is to be the fastest you can be.
Mhm.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the fastest.
Yeah.
You know, so you may only make it to A or master, but you did it, you know. And okay, I'm not supposed to say anything.
Oh dear.
I was
here it comes.
sworn to secrecy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no. I was never here. Never here.
I'm going to share.
Snitches get stitches, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to share what's going to happen in 2022 with the peak times.
Uh-oh. Nothing.
You heard it here
Oh.
first. You heard it here first.
Okay.
You're
Should I
gonna
write
have
this
to-
down?
You write it down. You got a
Hang
pen?
on.
I do.
All right, I'm looking.
I have a
in-
drawing pencil. It's what I
You
grabbed.
want me to talk slow?
Now
No.
I'm paying attention. I wasn't
Yeah.
before, but now I am. Go ahead.
you're going to have to wait for the board to vote on it.
Oh,
Okay. Is that before or after this election?
A presentation is going to be made to the board for a recommendation. I know that. And then it will be up to the board to decide how much of the recommendation is going to be accepted. And so that's all I can share.
That's interesting.
Yes. Well, you know, the rules state that every year a review has to be done.
Mhm.
And so that rule will be followed and there will be a review, and it'll be up to the board to make a decision as to what's going to happen based on the recommendation that's been put in front of them.
So just to be clear, the recommendation is only concerning peak times. It has nothing to do with anything else outside of that, like reclassification and that kind of jazz, or is it just all
The
peak times?
recommendation has a number of facets, and once they vote on it, you'll find out what those facets are and what the decision is.
I thought it was going to be juicy, but it wasn't, Reagan. It was kind of blah,
I didn't
blah,
really have
blah.
to write. I didn't really have to write
No,
that down. Still on
have
my
to write-
pencil.
Yep. Didn't have to write anything down at all.
I did that so when Zach Jones was listening, he's going, no, he's not going to do it. Don't you say a word.
So,
So-
Reagan, what's your plans for the future? I know you're a big ninth grader now and got a couple
Yeah,
of years. Have you
I'm
figured out
cool
what
or
you want to be?
something.
What you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to do digital marketing for firearms companies, like
Yeah.
just in the firearms industry. Because in my Photoshop class, we're like learning how to do flyers and marketing stuff. So I think
Can you
that would
take
be-
about 10
awesome.
years off this phase?
I could.
Don't lie to him.
There's a little tool on the left. You could do some
See?
touch up.
I'm gonna send you a
Mm.
picture, and you're gonna de-age me, and then I'm gonna compete in juniors and lose there as well.
So funny. Oh, so much to say. I just went to Brian Conley and his
He's
happy
like,
birthday
yeah.
pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Those were awesome. So have you been on another podcast lately? Is it out yet or is it coming out?
It was out on, I think, this Tuesday or last Tuesday.
Okay, I've been
It
stacked up
was
another
with
podcast. I'll
Reagan
check it out.
Kenzie. It was
Yeah.
with Reagan Kenzie on the Reticle podcast, Reticle Up.
Sweet. I'll have
It was
to
fun.
give that
We
a
talked
listen.
about
Yeah.
archery, plate carriers, how he got started shooting, stuff like that.
That's
And where can
cool.
they find
Yeah.
that podcast?
It's on YouTube.
There you go.
If you just Google or like do a search of 3-Gun Kenzie, and it should pop up with like one of the first results or so.
That's awesome. Somebody else I know is going to be on that. Should come out on Thursday. I wonder who that is.
Oh man, the real.
Those
I
gotta
gotta think hard
podcast.
about that one.
It's him. It's him.
I'm all
Steve.
podcasted up.
Steve.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Steve, you were just on the Hunters HD Gold podcast.
Yeah, behind the lens. That
Oh.
happened a couple months ago at Metal Madness. So it was kind of cool. My wife and I were working out in the shop. I was working on lasering and Cerakoting with Reagan. See how funny.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't know if you knew I did that kind of thing, but
Yeah,
um,
I do actually.
okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
and
I have
my-
a few of your little challenge tokens.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one
Yeah.
was cool. That was awesome.
Nice.
Showing the back. The back's cool. Little pineapple.
Oh, it's got the pineapple on it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Woo. It's on my desk.
Awesome. That's cool. And then my wife's been working on some, I think they call it art glass, but it's stained glass stuff. So I'm looking at a project she's working on for a family member for Christmas. But yeah, so we were listening to the other night. Brian, he's a fantastic guy. He does a great job.
Agree.
Well, my wife's like,
Absolutely.
I think he's missed his calling. I said, yeah, he's a mixture between Dr. Phil and Howard Stern.
Well, you know,
You
it's
tell my
funny. I
son
was
that.
I was going to post something on Facebook, and I just, you know, for those that are listening, if you want to post it on the podcast Facebook page, but I was trying to think of a more widely known non-shooter than Brian.
In the shooting sports?
You know,
Nah,
in
I
our
think there
shooting
won't.
sports, a more widely known non-shooter.
It's a good question.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are some out there, but I think, recently, and again, I know Brian through Steel Challenge and some USPSA, but he's he gets the SASP events. I know he's been to 3-gun matches. He hits all the nationals regardless of the gun being shot. I'm sure there is a lot of people in his Rolodex that he knows.
Cool.
So Steve, I do have a question. Have you figured out how to Cerakote and engrave a goat?
Not yet. So funny story is right over there. So I'm recording in my shop. So it's about 1,300 square feet, and I put a mini split in here. And apparently that those types of conditions are perfect for baby goats. So there's a little baby goat pen that showed up right over here. So I actually had to take the baby goats outside and put them in the barn with the rest of them, so you didn't hear goats the whole time. Although I think that would have been cool.
That would have been funny. Yes,
that would have been awesome.
Awesome.
Like Steve trying to talk, and there's like a goat in the background.
Oh, I know. Just I'm like, come on.
You would catch up a little on the weird scale to me, Steve, if there were goat noises in the background. So you would have that going for you.
That's cool. So Reagan, where can people reach out to you?
Pineapple_shooter on Instagram, and then Reagan Hearn competitive shooter on Facebook.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us tonight. And,
Yeah,
laughing with us a little bit. And sorry I missed you at the Florida match, but I'll be seeing you soon here in the next.
Yeah, bro,
couple
what was
months.
with that? Come on.
I know, right? I know.
Vanessa texted me. It was like, "You're going to Florida State match." I was like, "Yo, are you going?" She's like, "Nah." I was like, "Bro."
Yeah.
Bro.
Are you reading the subtext, Steve? Are you reading the subtext here?
I know.
Steve, you didn't make the match because I didn't get to see Vanessa.
The scab finally healed. Thanks for just. Oh, that's gross. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That's disgusting. But yeah, no, there was some other family obligations. I told my wife, I said, "Yeah, we just went to the all-8 panhandle match. We're going to Florida State in 2 weeks." And she just kind of eyeballed me. You know what happens when they eyeball you, right, Jeff?
That's why I'm single. I got eyeballed too many times. It's just easier to be single.
Reagan, there's a joke in there somewhere, but
yes.
This is a G.
I kind of get it because my mom does it sometimes.
Yeah, see, she knows what I'm talking about. Yep.
Did you ever get the "Oh no, you didn't"? Oh no, you didn't.
No, my wife's a little bit more. She just gives you the eye.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my mom doesn't really have to say anything. You just know.
Oh yeah.
The lack of saying anything is words enough, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and just so you know, Jeff, if you're the only one still talking, you've lost the argument. In case you're wondering.
Well, that's the one thing that I've living alone now. That's
the
one thing that I can't blame anybody when anything goes missing, because I have no one to blame it on. I only have myself to blame it on. So, and when you get to my age, you're like, where is everything? Where did I put it? Where's my phone? Where are my glasses? And my glasses are on my head. My phone's in my back pocket. But
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Well, you know what? We end this podcast every time. Oh, wait, we're not ready to end yet. No.
What's the thing behind your right shoulder? Is that what is that behind you, Reagan? Your right shoulder.
Oh,
no.
My R? I'm sorry.
What's an R?
Oh. I made that in my 7th grade art class. We took paper mache and we made it's out of paper, the front, and then inside is little paper mache, and we stuffed it in, and we had to staple it together, and then we painted it, and I hung it up in my room.
Sweet.
But those are my patch panels.
What are they now?
They're patch panels. You put PVC patches on them, and you put them up. Amazon.
Jeff, I got to step up my patch game because I don't have any patches over there, I don't think.
I've got a couple on the hat, the ones that matter to me. I think, what do we got? We got the Steel Challenge and Steel Target paint there.
Yep.
I got Hunter's HD there. I actually had TK embroidered into the front, and then I got a Palmetto State on the side.
Where's my patch at?
I don't think I have a pineapple patch, so I'm gonna need to get one.
I'm sure
you did, but
I saw her
Reagan,
give
I'm
you one.
old. I'm
Mhm,
old and
mhm.
forgetful.
Mhm. Tisk,
I will
tisk.
have to look through, and if I find the pineapple patch, I promise it will end up somewhere.
Yay.
Do you know how many quarters she had to win off of her dad to make that patch that she gave you that you
I feel so
discarded,
bad
Jeff?
now. I
Mm,
feel so
you
bad.
should.
It's not. No, Steve. Again, remember, it's not discarded. It's just misplaced.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. If you need anything off of rangestore.net, use use discount code STPodcast10. And before we leave, our the man, myth, the legend, Larry Joe Steely Jr. has not been doing all that well the last week or so. So put him in your thoughts and prayers. And thanks again, Reagan, for being on the podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I had fun.
All
All
right.
right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
All right.
Oh, by
take
the
care.
way,
Bye.
2 hours till WSSC registration.
Woo!
Everybody, get on your
Sweet.
computers now.
Sweet.
Bye.
All right. That's the B-roll.
Oh no.
Breaking news,
B-roll
everybody. We
time.
forgot to introduce one of Reagan's best friends. Reagan.
This is Pam. Pam. It's just an avocado on a stick. Hey.
Okay.
And on
My
that
friend
note,
got it for me for
we're-
my birthday.
an avocado. Okay. Good
Who
night,
did and why?
everybody.
Pam said Pam and I say bye.
Doodles.